Alright, today we're going to be doing step 1 of our project. I'm going to demonstrate 3 different types of fonts. You only really have to pick one font, but please watch the whole video so that you can see how to do all 3 and you can pick wisely. So you're going to be starting off by drawing out your word. You need to pick out a word. It could be, mine is caffeinated, but it could be a character trait, it could be something that you like to do, or something that you strive to be. And then we're going to start sketching it out. Please do this in pencil just in case you need to erase. The first font we're going to be learning about is called Fresh. All the fonts that we are going to talk about today are from a big book of fonts. It's literally called the Big Book of Fonts. And I'm going to be providing a copy of all the instruction pages in the Google Classroom, so you can see what I'm looking at when I'm drawing my font. So I'm going to pick a word. I'm going to go with bold. And the first step you need to do for pretty much all the font is lightly in pencil draw out, just sketch out the word. That way, you know that it's all going to fit in the page, because it would be bad if you started drawing out your word and then you ran out of room. I'm going to do the next step in pen, but I would recommend sticking with pencil while you do this. So for the Fresh font, all of the letters have really strong serifs, which are kind of like little feet on the kind of bottom and top of the letters. Then I'm going to be kind of going around and making my letters blockier. Kind of do this in like a curvy way, as if someone painted it with a big brush. So my serifs. The little sections inside my letter are a little bit smaller for this font. That way my whole letter looks really big. So little section in the middle. Everything looks a little bit slanted, like the left side of the letter kind of goes up and then down. Add the little serif. So when you're doing this font, notice that it's more interesting if the letters overlap. So some of them are in front of the other letters. There's little sections, and everything is really bold, which is why I picked the word bold. So it is fitting. I'm going to go ahead and also sketch out a shadow that goes behind the text. So everything's kind of to the left, and when we do our coloring, I'll color this section a darker color. So it'll look kind of like my graffiti letters are popping off the wall. Okay. The fun thing about font is yours doesn't have to be exactly like mine, but kind of start off with your sketch with your pencil, and then still with pencil make your letters a little bit bigger and kind of give it some curvy big serifs. There we go, we have Fresh. The second font we're going to be doing today is called Freestyle. Freestyle is a really fun font, but it's a little confusing. So just keep the title of the font in mind. It's called Freestyle for a reason. You can make it how you want it. So start off by sketching out your word. I'm going to do strong. This one's a little different because I want to do all my letters different sizes. So I'm going to do my T and an R. Kind of like everything's a little scattered. Some of them can be a little crooked. This will make it a little bit more fun. Getting a little bit close to the edge over here with my G, but I think it'll be okay. I think I'll still have room. I'm going to keep going. Actually, I'm going to start with my pen, but keep in mind you should be using a pencil so you can erase. I'm going to go around each of my letters and give it a serif. This is a skinnier font than the other ones. But still has these kind of straight little feet. My T, I'm going to add the serifs, go down. I'm going to do a little crooked serif on the end of my T. There we go, we got a serif. So notice how I'm using my pencil lines to kind of guide where I'm drawing my font. You can do these fun little arrow serifs for this one too. So a little arrow serif. I need to go back in here and draw out the section. Everything's nice and skinny. Do a little arrow serif over here. A little cricket serif. I messed up a little bit over here, but it'll be okay. Next, I'm going to go in and try to make all of my letters look 3D. How I do this is start drawing angles from the corner, all going kind of the same direction. You can treat the curves like corners as well. Then I'm going to connect them. Your letters are going to start to pop. So let's do this again. We're going to draw some angles out from my corners, all going the same direction. Next, I'm going to start connecting them. I'm kind of sticking with the same angle for all my letters so they kind of look like they all go together. This is definitely one of the more difficult parts of this font style. The O didn't have any corners, so I just added some extra, kind of like the walls coming off the O. This just takes practice. So draw in pencil, that way if it doesn't work out the first time, you can fix it. I think the G is very difficult. Okay, I think everything is good. When I start coloring next week, I'm going to add some shadows to these walls that I just added. That way my letters will pop. The last font that we're going to be talking about today is called Float. You can also call this like the balloon font, where all the letters are going to be made into balloons. So I'm going to do the word bright. And I'm going to go ahead and draw that out with pencil, just like I did on the others. I'm going to use all capital letters, but that's just a preference. You could do some lowercase letters in the same style. I'm going to do the next step in pen. You should use a pencil though, because you might want to erase. I'm going to start turning all the letters into balloons. Balloons are round even when they're letters. So only curvy lines, not too many points. These little sections are going to be tiny, as if the balloon kind of blew up too much and filled them in. Tiny little section. For the eye, I'm not going to do any serifs, meaning I'm not going to do any little feet. I'm just going to kind of draw the basic shape of the eye. So remember, all curvy lines. Even on things that are really straight, I still want you to try for curvy lines. Probably should have made my eye a little bit curvier. Okay. I'm going to add some fun little balloon elements to mine because it's balloon font. Also going to add some little details to make it look more like a balloons. These are little like lines. Kind of look like shadows, but also makes these letters look like they are made out of plastic. Okay, here are some bright balloons.